Yo, what's good, everybody? This your boy JTL, opposite from the norm. Before I get started, make sure you like, share, leave some comments, and definitely make sure you subscribe. All right, today for PoliTalk News, PoliTalk Wednesdays, I decided to go ahead and talk about what's going on with 45 doing all of these legal, what you call it? Hold on. With him doing all these legal battles about voter fraud. So, Trump, and this comes from Forbes, Trump and the GOP have now lost more than 50 post-election lawsuits. I mean, they filed for about 50 and lost 50. So, the Trump campaign and its Republican allies have officially lost or withdrawn more 50 post-election lawsuits and emerged victorious in only one, according to a tally kept by Democratic Party attorney Mark Ellis, underscoring the extent to which President Donald Trump and the GOP's effort to challenge President-elect Joe Biden's win in the courts have overwhelmingly failed to affect the election results. The 50-case milestone was reached Tuesday as a state court in Georgia dismissed Republican-led lawsuit, and the count includes both cases that courts have struck down and that the GOP plaintiffs have chosen to withdraw, such as an Arizona lawsuit that the Trump campaign backed down from because it would not affect enough ballots to change the election outcome. The Trump campaign and GOP's only win struck down an extended deadline the Pennsylvania Secretary of State set for voters to cure mail-in ballots that were missing proof of identification and likely only affected a small number of mail-in ballots. Among the Trump campaign's more notable losses in court thus far are the campaign's failed lawsuit attempting to overturn Pennsylvania's election results, which a Trump-appointed appeals court judge said was light on facts and had no merit, and a Nevada court that found the campaign had no credible or reliable evidence proving voter fraud. Courts have also repeatedly struck down the campaign's allegations, claiming their election observers were not able to properly observe the vote counting process. And while one Pennsylvania court did grant the campaign a win by ordering that poll watchers can move closer to election workers, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court later overturned the ruling. In addition to the Trump campaign, GOP allies, including state lawmakers, Republican Party officials, and former Trump legal advisor Sidney Powell, have also brought dozens of entirely unsuccessful lawsuits, and a lawsuit brought by Pennsylvania GOP lawmakers was rejected Tuesday by the U.S. Supreme Court. The legal campaign is expected to continue until the Electoral College meets on December 14 or potentially until January, but a safe harbor deadline midnight Tuesday, which ensures certified results submitted by that date can't be challenged by Congress, will make it harder for outstanding cases to succeed. What to watch for: the Trump campaign and GOP still have a number of outstanding legal challenges ahead of the December 14 Electoral College date, including recent lawsuits Trump has filed in both federal and state court in Wisconsin, which will be heard in court Thursday, and two cases led by Powell in Wisconsin and Arizona. Powell's other two cases in Michigan and Georgia have already failed, but will likely be appealed. The campaign and other GOP plaintiffs have also appealed a number of rulings that have already failed and are included in Ellis' tally, including Trump campaign cases in Nevada and Michigan, which are unlikely to be overturned. Outstanding cases that haven't been decided by the safe harbor deadline will face a higher level of scrutiny, making it even less likely that they'll succeed than the litigations that's already been dismissed. Under federal law, certified election results submitted by Tuesday are protected from being challenged by Congress, and election experts say there's very little chance judges will change any election results after the deadline. The doors close significantly after the safe harbor deadline passes, Rebecca Green, co-director of William and Mary Law School's election law program, told BuzzFeed News. Okay, so y'all can read the rest of this. I'm going to put the link down in the description box so y'all be able to read the rest of that if you would like to. But I want to say this on this situation. I feel like it's more so of a show that 45 is doing. He knows there's nothing he can really do. If you have looked over the past when he's tried to appoint task force and people to find voter fraud, when they didn't find anything, he fired them. So sadly enough, if he was smart or thinking, or his team would have been thinking, they would have said, you know what, let's keep them on. And as things go along, they can watch for this. They can prepare to watch for this. So if you really feel that voter fraud was going to happen when your election was coming, if you already had a task force appointed, those are things that you could have put in place and kept them there to make sure that everything is being watched, which he didn't. So I feel like it's a show, because if you was really trying to do something, you would have been did it. You know what I mean? Or you would have kept those things in place, or put them on standby. So when the election started back for for you to be reelected, you would have been able to say, hey, we want to watch these things and make sure everything is on point. But he didn't do so. So I feel as though that it's just a show, just so before he leaves out of the house, because he conceded, but he's still trying to find out what's going on. So the sad thing is, what we have to realize, man, when it comes to, unfortunately, we don't have independent parties really being looked at on a national scale like we should. But when it comes to Democrats and Republicans, and I probably said this before, my cousin said something some years back that really opened my eyes about things. He was saying that, Democrats clean up what the Republicans mess up, and Republicans are supposed to keep it going. But I noticed in my years of 36 years of living, it seems like so many disruptive things have happened under Republicans, because I think they focus more on finances and business instead of the people like Democrats do. Whether wrong or right on each side, but I'm just giving my analysis on what I noticed and realized with them. So if you look at it, a lot of things that happen under Republicans really hurt the country. You know what I'm saying? If you look at, when crack came in, it was under a Republican president. And then the Democrats had to clean that up. When, in not a good way, I'm saying. I'm not, saying that. But, the economy was good for rich people, but it was not good for regular, everyday people. I'm not going to say poor people, because if you work and try to do the best you can't call somebody poor just because they don't make a certain amount of money as other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may say underclass or something. But, Clinton came in after Bush, but it was Reagan, the crack era hit, and then Bush came in. After that, things were still terrible, and then next thing you know, Clinton came in and helped clean up a lot of stuff. And then you see that Bush Jr. came in, George W. Bush Jr. came in, and 9/11 happened. You know what I mean? And there's so many reports going on that was things that could have been done, but he didn't pay attention to nothing. Then after he left, it came in Obama, cleaned up the economy and all of that stuff, and then next thing you know, 45 came in, pandemic happened.